Hello, everyone. Or no one, actually. It's okay. I'll just muddle around here until somebody shows up. Hello, hello, hello. There's somebody. I'll bet I know who it is, too. How are you tonight? I am here. Ouch. Hurting myself. Hi to somebodies. Randy, hi. How are you doing today? It's windy here, and it was sunny earlier, but now we're supposed to have rain the next few days, so it got cloudy, but it's so windy. In fact, my light flickered just right before this, so I hope we don't lose internet. We'll see. It's been all right today, so far, knock on wood. Anyway. Oh, are you filled up with cake? Hi, Tammy's Passions. Welcome. Yeah, I'm still a little tired, but I'm much better than yesterday. And I made I don't know, 6 or 7 cards, and I have 2 other ones started. So we're going to make some cards. Hi, do you say that Aida? Aida? Ida? Ada? How do you say it? Long A, short A, I with two syllables. Just don't like to mispronounce people's names. Welcome, everybody, to my this week Wednesday night live. It's usually on Tuesday night. Yes, long A, Ada. Anyway, as usual, I have a few announcements, but I just put this here for you to look at as eye candy. This is the cover, which is all I can show you, of the new catalog, which I might as well start off with that. For anyone that had an order with me from January through day before yesterday, I think it was, $50 or more, or is a regular paper pumpkin customer, or was a new customer that was close to the $50 in orders already, I put you on my mailing list for the new Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog. And that will be sent to you directly from Stampin' Up!, not from me. But it should have my business information, like my name, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, probably my phone number, which is my cell phone, and an email address, which is not the one I usually use for my YouTube channel and stuff. And I prefer to use the gmail.one, but there is a Comcast one on the business information. So the catalogs are supposed to go out on or around May 8th, but they go out in bulk mail, which means they go really snail mail. But you should have them before they're effective, which is June 3rd, I want to say. I'm pretty sure. It doesn't say right on here. It's usually on the spine. And I don't have my official copy yet either. So anyway, that list is finalized. But if anybody intends to be a new customer and wants a catalog, I can probably mail you one, but I won't be able to do that until June. And it does cost money. It costs less money for me to have Stampin' Up! Do the initial mailing. They pretty much give us the postage free, but we pay for the catalogs at a little bit of a discount. But normally I have to buy the catalogs, and then to send them, I can't send them catalog mail. I have to send them priority. It's actually the cheapest way, which is like $8. So I prefer not to send them out unless I know people are going to be ordering with me, because I have to, it's a business. I have to recoup the cost, right? Hi, Jen. Thanks for joining. Let's see, did I miss anybody? Okay, so that's the first thing, the catalog mailing. The other thing I wanted to announce is the May paper pumpkin kit is, I've never seen this happen. It is sold out already. And I think because it's going to have the new 4 of the new in colors, and those are they've told us now, but I couldn't print the colorful one because my printer's acting weird. Anyway, Bumblebee, which is a bright yellow, Just Jade, which is I'm going to say it's a lighter version. It's like Jade. It's a lighter version of Call Me Clover, in my opinion. Magenta Madness is really, to me, is really pretty. You know, magenta, however you say that. It's gorgeous. And Misty Moonlight, which to me is like a faded blue jean. From what I can see, or indigo. Indigo is a better way to explain it. Indigo blue. Yes, we're supposed to get it before the pre-order, Jen. Otherwise, you can go online and look at the PDF version if you can open a PDF file. Now there is another one. There's always 5 new in colors, and I know what it is, but I can't tell you because it's not in the paper pumpkin kit, and I'm not allowed to open this for you. So, but in the paper pumpkin kit, it also has pumpkin pie and purple posy. So I'm excited to get this. If I know at least one of my customers ordered an extra one, and she got in on time, as far as I know, before they sold out. And I think I have a new customer that I didn't even realize. So anyway, yes. And remember, Gracie21 here on YouTube is having a Stampin' Up! Party. It's doing well. She still has, obviously 20 what? Today's the 29th. 21 more days. Hi, Nix. So, yeah, don't forget it. And I'm not going to have a May host code, I don't believe, because her party goes to the 20th, and there's no sense me setting one up for 1 week after that for, the regular host code. So this is now in the description as of whatever the last video was I posted. This is the code that's there, and I also posted it in my Facebook group, and I believe on my Facebook business page for my Stampin' Up! Business. So don't forget, if you want to order anything and help Gracie out. Gracie, I don't know, does she go by Gracie or Grace? Because I've done it both ways. Has ink if you shop there. Oh, well, I can't print real good either. I printed the whole catalog, but colors that are supposed to be terracotta tile and stuff came out yellow, and I just replaced the yellow ink, so it's like it's too much yellow. I don't know. Something weird. So yeah. Okay, so let me see. Was there anything else? Catalogs, Grace's part. Oh, one more thing. Stampin' Up! Is doing something when you go onto the website. One of the, the things that scroll across is called Share Sunshine. And what they're doing, they have a PDF download stamp set, if you will. And all proceeds go to COVID-19 Give Back. It'll all be donated to the World Health Organization COVID Solidarity Response Fund and/or United Way Worldwide COVID-19 Community Response and Recovery Fund. This is different than any other purchase. You cannot assign a demonstrator to it. It's just a straight direct purchase through Stampin' Up!, but it goes to a different part of the website or something. So I don't get credit, which is fine. I don't need it, and I don't get a discount or anything, my normal percentage. So basically what they're saying is all the proceeds of this are going to these charities. So it looks really, really kind of cool. I saw there were some really neat sayings and stuff in it, you know, some having to do with like toilet paper and really staying in this together worldwide. So anyway, those are my announcements. And so I have a lot that I did tonight, but we're going to kind of work backwards. Except that Paige isn't here, but she can rewatch, I guess. Let's see. Oh, good. Oh, that's all right. Well, yeah, I know. I understand, Tammy. I'm sure that's true with a lot of people. Well, enjoy anyway, and maybe things will turn around and remember me. What did you say? Oh, Amazon. Okay. Okay, so I got a request to use pigment sprinkles, and I'm going to show you my play around first, and then we'll make 2 cards where I used pigment sprinkles. I'm not going to actually use them right now because let me tell you, I made a mess earlier, and with all the other cards we have to do tonight, I don't want to take the time to do that, but I want to explain what I did on this one. First of all, this is the watercolor paper that Stampin' Up! Has. It's called Fluid 100. And this was new last year, but it's 100% cotton watercolor paper, and it's 5x7. And that is continuing into the new catalog, so it's not that it's not. But then what I did is I got out the, if I can find it, here, the retiring. There's 2 sets of these right now. Oh, is this the right one? This is not the well, anyway, never mind. This is one that's in the retiring pack of, now I just forgot what they're called. Masks, some kind of decorative masks. I thought I wrote it down, but I didn't. Anyway, what I did is and I still have it a little sticky. I actually taped this down with purple tape. And now obviously this is 6 inches and the card is 7, so I have a little extra. And I took Versamark, and you have to really have it down, and you have to have it on paper that you're going to be able to throw away because it's going to get really messy. You're welcome, Tammy. So you just take this, and you can use your embossing buddy first, which I did, especially down here. Now this is retiring. Oh, shoot. 800 number. Don't know who that is. So, let's see. It's number 103083. They are not, that I could see, they don't have anything to replace it. Maybe they figure you can just get them anywhere, but mine is still good. So if you want them, they're in the retiring products list, last chance products. So then I took the Versamark and I used black embossing powder by Stampin' Up. Comes in little jars. And the black I do have in a little jar. And I had it on a paper I could lift up, you know. And this was all taped together. So I sprinkled it all over. And it got okay. You really have to push hard when you do that with the Versamark because the paper is a lot, watercolor paper, you know, it's thick and it has a lot more texture to it. So to get the Versamark to stay on, you really had to push hard. And I got pretty good, but there's a couple spots that aren't perfect, but it's okay. It's like mixed medium. And then I pulled out the pigment sprinkles, and I wanted to use Gorgeous, oops, I don't have that lid on tight, Gorgeous Grape. And then I decided to use just a little bit of Bermuda Bay. Well, first I heat embossed, you know, I put the embossing powder on, and I took the mask off, made a big mess putting the black embossing powder back in the thing. Hi, Philomena. And I heat embossed. In fact, I think right up here, I overheat embossed and I almost burnt the paper. So be careful. Don't over heat, but it was hard for me on this paper to see. But you can see the shine on most of it, right? On the black there. So anyway, then what I did, this was a new thing I had never done, is I took one of my Stampin' Up! Spritzers for water or alcohol. And this was my water one. And I just tapped a couple of the Gorgeous Grape sprinkles in. And you do not need much, just like you do not need much. My advice is I put this under it, a couple pieces of scrap paper, and a paper towel. Well, I put the paper towel down when I was getting ready to sprinkle. I only had the papers and stuff when I did the embossing, because when you put that embossing powder on, you're going to have to be able to lift this up after you take the mask off and pour the stuff back in the jar. And it gets messy. And then get rid of that one. Have some other paper under it and paper toweling on just under your paper, because it's going to get messy, guys. It's fun, but it's going to get messy. So then, instead of putting the sprinkles on and putting water on that, I put a couple sprinkles into my spray bottle with water. Worked beautifully. And then while it was wet, I sprinkled a little bit of Bermuda Bay in and just gave it another couple little spritzes with the purple, and that's the result. So that's how you do that. I haven't decided what I want to make with this yet. So, I mean, obviously some kind of card, but I think that would be cool for Halloween, actually. The Gorgeous Grape color, but I like the Bermuda Bay, or maybe some kind of a, I don't know, sea theme or something. But I have a couple other cards we are going to make. Let me just clear this stuff out. With, and here's some leftovers I had from other projects, just so you see. This is Melon Mambo, Granny Apple Green, and either Daffodil Delight or I think Mango Melody. And this is mostly just Melon Mambo and Mango Melody. This I used for my paper pumpkin alternative, and this I think I was going to use and decided not to, and now I have this one to use. So let me put them aside. And the first two cards are not completed, so we're just going to do them together. All right, so here's the one I did with just purple and a little bit of Granny Apple Green. In fact, this piece has a little more on it than the next piece. Yeah, I love the colors for Halloween. I'm not crazy about the scary part. So, the Pigment Sprinkles are retiring. So sad. We're going to use this thank you dies. They're from a big thank you set, if you will. I can't remember if they were a bundle. I think so. But they're both going away. So this is called Thank You Thinlits Dies, 146832. Now they just call them dies. And a big thank you is 147377. If we use that at all, it'll be on the inside. I haven't decided yet. But then what I decided to do is take the black foil paper, which is retiring, which is kind of a shame because I can't use it for Halloween. It's number 147898, and I ran it through the brick and mortar embossing folder, which I had out, and here it is. Brick and mortar. It probably doesn't help there. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like on black foil. And yes, the bricks are going to be going the wrong way, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm okay with it. I just needed something to make this purple piece pop, and I have it on Gorgeous Grape regular A2 size card base, which is 5.5 by 4 1/4. So it's 8.5 scored at 4 1/4 and 5.5 this way. Now I could put it the right way, but then my thank you. Oh, it does fit. All right, we'll do that. Never mind. Change of plans. Still the same, but we're going to put it like this. But let me see if I want it like that or like this. Like this. And I think I have a little O dot still in there. So let me get my pokey tool. Here it is. The little dot didn't come out of the O when I ran it through the machine, which I'm also very excited about. Machine. Now, there's, when we can talk about it more, there is new die cutting equipment in the catalog. It may not be available right at the beginning of the catalog, but it's supposed to be shortly thereafter. So I'm excited about that. Hi, Clay. Yes, I did an announcement about it being Tuesday. Not Tuesday because I was awake from 12:30 a.m. I just couldn't do it. Just couldn't. I had to get some sleep, and I did. Thank goodness. So that's going to be our card, and then we might stamp something. This is just basic black, and it's 4 by 5 1/4, and this then is 3 3/4. I got a little thing by 5. All right, so let's glue these down. Now, let's see. I saved my Tombow for tonight because it's almost all gone. I do have 2 coming. Yay. Well, they're always coming up with new ideas. But they don't always put the same things in. For example, the honeybee set is retiring, which makes me very sad because I haven't gotten to use it enough. And there's no, I'll just say there's no honeybee that I saw in the new catalog unless I missed it. So you thought it was still Tuesday? Okay, we'll go with that more or less. It's still Tuesday. Yes, it's actually Wednesday. I'm a day late. So thank you. We'll pretend it's Tuesday. That's funny. Okay, this is on the watercolor paper. That's what I was just explaining. This is done with Pigment Sprinkles, which if you want them, they are retiring. I think they're on sale, but don't hold me to that. I'm pretty sure they're discounted. And when you go to the website, they're in the last chance products category. Those are all the retiring things that were in the mini catalog. Now, one thing else I want to mention about that is some things on there aren't really retiring. Like they're going to show up in the new catalog, but they're going to either be reconfigured or just have a new item code. So, for example, all the blends, like people were like, why are all the blends in there? What they're doing is right now you can buy a combo pack which has the light and the dark, or you can just buy the light, or you can just buy the dark. But most people, when they buy them, buy the set because that's how you do your blending, right? The light and the dark together. Well, they're doing away with the individual light and dark and only going to have combo packs. And it's going to be gradual because even if you order the new item code number, once the catalog comes out, if they still have individual light and dark, they'll put them together and you'll have the combo pack. But you're only going to be allowed to order the combo pack starting June, whatever the right date is, 3rd, I think. So that said, if you have any that you use a lot, like I always use Pool Party Light, Crumb Cake Light, but unfortunately that's on back order already, Smoky Slate Light, and Petal Pink Light, because that's good for skin tone. Also the Color Lifter, which we are going to use later on tonight, is the only one that'll still be individual because there's not a set of that. Yeah, I know. Well, you know, Jen, I don't know what the future holds. It's possible they have some other B set and it's just not in this catalog, but it could be in like the next January catalog or who knows? I don't know. So we'll see, but I didn't see one in the new catalog. It is Gracie 21 Clay. Here's her code XU6SBQWF. Gracie, it's all one word. There's no little space there. Gracie 21, and her party goes till May 20th. So it won't be new catalog stuff, but don't forget the clearance rack and the last chance products. Good time to order anything you want before it disappears. Such as this black foil. Black foil paper. Now the brick and mortar embossing folder is staying. It's one of the ones that's staying. There are quite a few embossing folders retiring, but there's a reason for that, but I can't tell you. So you'll have to wait and see. And I do want to just say also, speaking of Grace's party, thank you to everyone who's ordered so far. She's doing pretty well. We've been in touch, you know, routinely. And I did send emails thanking everyone who ordered. I'll send out packages along with all the ones I owe back to January when the party's done. That's a little crooked, but you know, you get the idea. So that's kind of dramatic, and that could be for a guy or a girl, right? I think it's pretty. Now we might put some bling on too, but let's figure out what we want to do with the inside. I think, just you are the best. I think we'll just stamp you are the best on here because I don't want it to be too frou-frou-y kind of, because it could be for a guy, right? Even though some guys like frou-frou, right? Now I cleaned a few things, but I didn't get my blocks clean, so forgive me for dirty blocks, but they are well loved. We're going to stamp in Gorgeous Grape. Yes, that is. Oh, I'll show you. It is not super thick. It's cardstock weight. It's not paper weight. I don't know if you can see that or not. The foil there maybe. So it's not real thick. You can see the letters. I only did one layer on those letters. So it's sturdy, but it's not any thicker than a good weight of cardstock, I guess is how, like a thick Whisper White cardstock. It's about that thickness. Who did I miss? Oh, I don't know. Is the sound bad for everybody else? Oh, that's really nice of you, Clay. You don't have to do that. I had somebody else, order as well. And I don't expect you to give up your credits, but that's totally up to you. You know, if you want to, I'm sure Grace will very much appreciate it, but you don't have to. So anyway, and Clay, were you here when I announced what 4 of the new in colors would be? Because we found out with that paper pumpkin, which is now sold out. The May paper pumpkin is already sold out. There we go. I think I got it on actually pretty straight. Intricate dies and foil paper, you can, they'd be better in probably an electric die cutting machine, or you're going to have to run it back and forth several times, or maybe if you have adhesive sheet you could put on the back and run it back and forth several times. This I only ran back and forth once and twice, but I actually think it cut just running it once. I just always do that because my machine sits so that I have to bring it back to me, if that makes sense. I don't know why it would be doing that, except that it's really windy here. And there's a possibility I could lose power because my lights flickered just before I came on here. So I hope that helped, Marla. Now there's glitter paper, which you'll see in a minute. Well, not a minute. We have a couple cards from now. We're going to use some glitter paper. I would not cut intricate dies with glitter paper. Just me, but it's thicker than the foil papers are. And then the black foil paper is the only foil paper, I think, that is retiring. They also have gold and silver and champagne. There might be another color too. I can't remember. And this is just basic black cardstock. I didn't put the foil on the inside because I'm saving some of my foil. So, and I got a little boo-boo up there. Now let's, I have some rhinestones out somewhere. Just have to figure out where, oh, here they are, where I put them. We're going to just put on a couple. I could use these, but I think, no, I think we're going to use these because they have a little more sparkle to them. These are the Noble Peacock Rhinestones, which also are retiring. And the reason for that, I think, is, I was going to put that there, but I think I'll put it here instead. The reason for that is because they have blueberry bushel in it, and that color is retiring, which I'm sad about. But there is a new blue called Misty, I forget already. Misty Mountains? Misty Moonlight is the blue, new blue. Oops. So, there's our card. Just a little extra sparkle, not a whole lot. Alrighty. Okay. Ready for card 2. Calm and warm. It was sort of warm yesterday, but it was still windy yesterday. Oh, wow, Clay. That's really strong winds. The glue bottle is the standard Stampin' Up thing. This I got off Etsy. I don't remember what they're called. It was like a small Etsy shop, but if you look for Tombow glue holders on Etsy, they have a name, but I can't remember them. And different shops sell them. There's a couple different shops. I hear that, Marla. You know, there once upon a time I was a skinny girl. I'm not anymore. It could be well, I'm using my, there's a, what is this thing called? P1080 webcam hooked to my laptop. It's not the best, but it's all I got. So, because I cannot film on my phone anymore. Okay, let's do the next one. Okay, now the next several cards I'm using Botanical prints, and we've used them before. I'm going to show you the old cards. And the reason I'm going to do Botanical prints again, these are the old cards, not the ones we're doing tonight. These are the ones I did a week or two ago. Because you're going to see there's so much more you can do with it. And because it's on sale in the Last Chance products for $42 down from $70. So, yeah, I mean, this is just what we did 4 together, plus I played around with this one, which I didn't ever get back to. So much you can do. And now we're going to do a couple more, not a whole lot, even more different ones. And I had to bring that up before we do the first one, because remember on I should put this card here, I had taken this that comes in the Botanical Prints kit, and we used the sprayer thing, and we used, I think, Smoky Slate, or maybe it was Basic Gray. I forget. I think it's Smoky Slate. And sprayered it onto that paper. Well, now we're going to use this on another card. the whole piece. And here's the other part of the Pigment Sprinkles. So you can see this one I had mostly the one sheet that we just used on that other card. So you can see this is where it connected, right? And there's the whole 5x7 sheet. So this is, I forget. This is 3 3/4 by 5, I believe. Yes. Oh, and clay. Guess what? My missing stamp must have gotten onto this ruler, but when I put it in I have a little bin back here, and when I slid it down, it was stuck on this ruler. So I found my missing paper pumpkin stamp. Oh my gosh. I have not tried to do a stencil like an embossing folder. You know, like run it through the machine even. I mean, this, no, not to give you the dimension. Like you're saying take this and run it through the machine. You do need a different mat, like a soft mat to do that. So I love Pigment Sprinkles. They are messy, I will grant you that, but they're beautiful and they're retiring. Now there's one thing you could do if you don't want to buy Pigment Sprinkles. You could buy the ink refills, and then you just get the spritzers. They come 2 to a pack. I don't have the pack right handy here. But just like I did with the purple ink, this is Pigment Sprinkles into water. I used most of it on here. Not on this one, on the other one that I embossed. But you could take one of these and just put a drop or 2 of re-inker in whatever color you want. You would need more than one of these spritzers if you want multiple colors, whereas Pigment Sprinkles, all you do is tap a few colors on and then spray water, plain water, and boom, you have magic. That's what I love. It's sort of like heat embossing, where it's like magic every time, you know. I just love it. So anyway, this is the other half of this, and I'm undecided on, oops, I just dropped something, hang on. I'm undecided on whether I want to, I think I want to use the Pretty Peacock side. We're going to use a Pretty Peacock card base, and then we're going to go like that. And I already stamped and pre-colored these. I'll show you the stamp and we can stamp one together, but I'm not going to spend it. Well, we might color one because I want to show you about the color lifter. And then I'm going to bring in this reversible Old Olive and Pretty Peacock ribbon. This is not retiring. The Botanical Prince product medley is. This ribbon is number 149496. I actually did write down all the product numbers that I'm using tonight. I will get pictures taken. I probably will not get the numbers under the video for most of it until Saturday or Sunday, possibly. So I apologize. But this is what we're going to do, except we're going to put the Pretty Peacock ribbon under that, wrapped around here. Sound like a good plan? Oh no. What's Nick's laughing at? You got the icing decorating bottles? Oh. Oh, I have little bottles too, but yeah, they're finer tip. Now, we are going to do something that I haven't done with you, and that is that glue trick I keep talking about with using the silicone mat. Silicone. This is the silicone mat, which has a little piece. I washed it actually, but it's got something on it still. And Stampin' Up sells these sponges. And this is number, let me find out, I wrote it down. I forget how many you get in a thing. Hang on. Sponges. You get 3 for $4. They're number 141337. They're continuing. I don't know if the price is continuing or not. So we're going to glue the back of this using a technique I saw my up line do a while back. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on here because I don't want it to be a mess. Now you could put a binder clip or something on here. I'm just going to hold it. And I'm going to do this on the silicone mat, off away from my card base. You just want to smear it a little bit and dab, dab, dab. And you have to be careful to hold it in place. I should have had this fully on the mat because if you move it, you'll be sliding your front of your piece into the glue. And you don't want that for sure. Now the thing about this is I'm going to go off a little bit here. I am probably getting gray ink on here. No, it didn't come off. Let's see how we did. Pretty good actually. Now I'm going to turn that over and push down like that. Yeah, I like the Peacock with this too. And I'm going to set this aside. This, you just, wash it in sudsy water, or even just, you know what, I could probably just take a baby wipe and wipe it off because you don't want it to, I think alcohol works with it too, but alcohol is a precious commodity right now, unlike oil, heating oil. Anyway. Okay, so set that aside and bring this back in because that's sticking to there. And there we go. Pretty neat. It's sticking pretty good. I think, the one side. I'm going to cheat a little and bring in a fine tip glue and just do this one bottom end because I didn't get it with the touch. I do have some small plastic white bottles I got from Amazon that have the same kind of fine tip as this glue. I just need to get more Tombow so I can fill some of them too. I have 2 on order, and then my next order will have like 4 or something of them. I don't know. I did refill I had a refill of this, not Stampin' Up stuff. And so I did refill that bottle there. And now it's all bubbly though. I don't know what gives with that. I guess because it's new. I don't know. So far, the only thing in Botanical prints I've used here is this lattice work piece, which I think is stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Uh-oh. No, they're hard to find. I mean, the last time I went to a grocery store a couple of weeks ago, they did not have paper towels, tissues, or toilet paper. I did find them toilet paper at Walmart, but not at my grocery store at all. They were completely out. But I have a few in the basement yet, but anyway, that's my storage area. Oh guys, you didn't yell at me, see? Now we have to glue this down. Maybe, let me see. My fault, not your fault. Not placing blame on anybody. Okay, this is done with the Starburst punch, my favorite of favorites, and it's retiring. Do the little knot thing. Well, it was going to go under, it was going to go under this, not on it. Oops, this, like that. I can still put it under, but what I might have to do is, I think I'm just going to cut it straight and glue it down. I think that's what I'm going to do. with Snail, which is actually retiring as well. What did I do with my Snail? Uh-oh. I have one more Snail refill, but that's okay. Something I'm told is better is coming, so I'm going to cut this end straighter, the one that's not frayed. Uh-oh. Oh, my cat. Hang on, guys. My cat's getting sick. You alright? What's the matter? Uh-oh. Go get a drink of water, Callie. Go get a drink of water, honey. It's alright. It's alright. Go downstairs and get a drink of water. Like she understood that, right? Sorry. I think I fixed it. Okay, so I think this is 4 inches. But basically, right to there. Right to there. All right. And now we'll snail it down. And I'm going to go, I think I'm going to go right over this line here to help guide me. And hopefully it'll stick. The thing about snail, I think that's the wrong side, yep, is if you're in a warmer climate, it doesn't always hold. I'm told, I have not experienced that, but I could see that happening. I got it a little too long. I'm going to try and snip it. There. Okay. Fixed. You were thinking about doing a giveaway on some items people cannot get on your channel. What do you sell, Tammy? No, nobody else can see that comment. Oh, 45 minutes from Pittsburgh. Well, coffee filters for masks too, or the liners for masks is a good idea. Oops. Okay, so I think we'll stamp one of these on the inside piece, and that way you can see the coloring. So let's get these done first, though. I'm just going to glue, kind of like that, actually. Or do I like it like this? No, I like it like that. Okay, I'm going to glue these two down. Starburst punch, 2 1/4 inch punch. This one's continuing, the 2 1/4 inch. Starburst is sadly discontinuing. There are scalloped edge circles in the layering circles you can use, but it was just nice to have it for a quick scalloped look, although it's a little more pointy scalloped, you know. And I stamped Thank You Kindly. That's out of the Botanical prints. I didn't even show you that. This is the stamp set that comes in the product Medley. And it comes with coordinating dies. I've shown you these before. Oops. And they're falling off, but here's the one we actually used for these. See, they fit like that pretty well. And there's little leaves here, which we'll use on one of the other cards we'll do later. And then these we used on that first black and white card the other week. Okay, so these come in the product Medley. And there's this grid stuff. It's not called that. It's called laser cut something or other. Anyway, I digress. We're going to stamp. I have it out already. Of course I do. We're going to stamp this beautiful thing here. I have no idea what fruit it is or anything. And we're going to turn it into pretty peacock fruit. And this is the thank you kindly that we used already on here. So anyway, we're going to stamp this sort of down here at the bottom. Let's see, do I want it over here or over here? I think I'm going to go off the edge a little bit and put it in the bottom left corner this time. I'm going to use basic gray. That way you don't get real dark black lines like you would with Memento when you color. It sort of blends into the other. I think they call it lineless coloring. And now you can use blends. You can use watercolor pencils. If you use watercolor pencils or any other watercolor, I probably would switch to, let's see how I want to do this way. What do you call that ink? StazOn. There we go. So that the ink in the background doesn't bleed. Some people in this. Oh. Okay. Well, you may want to hang on to it because things aren't going to get any better, but it's a nice, thought to help other people. All right, so I'm bringing out Pretty Peacock, light and dark, Stampin Blends, and I had to move this stamp set. It is in my way. Oh, here's the masks. Pattern Party Decorative Masks. That's what they were called. Sorry, I had forgotten what they were that we used earlier. I'm bringing out Old Olive, light and dark, and I'm bringing out just dark Mango Melody. Oh, no, I'm not. That's for a different card. Oops, sorry. Just the light and dark of these. Okay, the only thing I'm going to do with the dark Peacock, that's what we're going to do first, is this little itty bitty thing at the top. And I am going to color the whole thing instead of trying to shade it a little bit. It does have some shading on there. I don't care. It's too small. I don't want to do it. And it looks good without doing it. Okay. And the other one is lopped off, so we won't be doing that. Okay, now this is the light Pretty Peacock. And I'm going to just outline first, and then I'll color in. Now, you see this stamp, it has, I mentioned this before, but it has shading already. See how there's like no shading here and there's shading there? I tried doing these with the dark Pretty Peacock and then the light, and it was too dark. And I feel like just using that dark area that's already on there gives it some shading already. And then we're going to highlight it a little bit like I did on the other ones with the color lifter. And maybe a little, well, I did Winkostella on the two on the front of the card. So real easy coloring. And then we bring out the color lifter. And if you want to make something look round, just kind of give it the like crescent moon thing there. A little bit wider maybe. It takes some of the color out. And I'll just do a little over here too, right at the edge of the shading there. And then we'll take the Winkostella. I know I didn't do the leaves yet, but I'm not going to Winkostella them or anything. And this actually blends it a little more too. But it gives it just a tiny little bit of sparkle. Okay. Now let me see. These are not glitter markers. These are alcohol markers. This is a glitter marker, yes. Winkostella is a clear glitter brush. Not really a marker, it's clear. Tina, where's Tina? Hi, Tina. Yay. Okay, that's fine. Don't forget to share what you craft. Right now we're using the Botanical prints, and we also used Pigment Sprinkles to do the purple background back here. And this lattice work, if you will, was from the Botanical Prints product medley, which is in the last chance for $42, down from $70. And these we stamped and die cut. And we're just doing the inside of the card now. And I did on these take the dark old olive. I didn't outline them. All I did was do the veins of all the leaves, wherever they have the veins. Because again, they have shading on here, but I just want the veins to show a little bit more. And also I did the stems in dark. I might have done down here a little bit too. Okay, and we'll do the stem. Now I am using the nib end. Sometimes I like to use the brush tip, but just go really fine, light-handed with it to do these fine areas, because sometimes the brush I find to be a little thicker, but it seems to be, I'm doing very light touch with it as well, and it seems to be doing okay. I'll look up in a minute, guys. I know the thing is scrolling pretty fast for me tonight. So if I miss anybody or I miss you commenting, please forgive me. I'll try and read it all later. Yeah. Blueberries are high in antioxidants. They're good for you. Sadly, they give me heartburn, but I do love them, but they don't really love me too much. Raspberries and strawberries I love, though. It's funny how that is. I'm not sure why. They didn't used to. Anyway, getting old isn't that much fun. Although it has its benefits. As in, I don't have a super stressful job anymore, you know, that kind of stuff. Used to have super stressful jobs. Mainframe, yes, sort of. I can probably get rid of my messy paper here too in a minute. Oh, I just went out of the line, and I'm not going to die cut it, so I probably have to use the color lifter again for its intended purpose. So these are the Stampin Blends, which are alcohol markers, which are, you know, people always talk about Copics or Spectrum Noir. They're along that line, alcohol markers. They're Stampin' Up's version, and they have lots of colors that match their inks and cardstock, which is something I love about Stampin' Up. Everything coordinates. All right, I'm going to bring the color lifter in again. And if I can see where I did that, maybe I won't bother. I know I went out of, oh, right here. A tiny little bit. I'm just going to go light touch again. And it won't look like it's doing anything right away, but when you let it dry, the color is magically gone. And if you may have a big boo-boo, you might have to do it a couple times. All right, let's put this inside the card. Just like that. And then we'll finish the front. Thank you, Philomena. Yeah, the paper has, some of it is pretty peacock, but it has just gray on it, and I don't know, I felt like doing my own thing tonight with the colors. Plus, I think purple and pretty peacock, gorgeous grape purple and pretty peacock are beautiful together. All right, now I need glue dots and dimensionals. First, glue dots. All right, we're going to stick these onto the back of here. Let's see, is that about like I want it? pretty close. And then this one we want down here. Let me think about that. These are the mini glue dots by Stampin' Up. And I love them. I love them on the roll. They work really good. Amazing how we can get so excited about glue and stuff. Have I been creating? I just started really card making with Stampin' Up in July of 2018. I started paper crafting in January of 2017. I was doing like happy planner stuff starting in like the fall of 2016. And before that, I was making jewelry since about 2012, and I still do occasionally. I have to get back into that more, as we all know. Well, some of us know. But before that, I didn't craft much at all other than for my daughter's high school stuff, like color guard sewing and things like that. All right, so I just put dimensionals on, which raised that up a little bit. Is that straight, guys? I'm not pushing it down till I know. Nope. All right, I had to stand up. I find that if I stand up now and look down right on it, I can see it better and it looks straighter then. All right, let's get rid of my dirty paper and all those little bits. And that's our second card. So we did 2 using Pigment Sprinkles, right? And this is using the Big Thank You dies, which are retiring. And this is using Botanical Prints, and Pigment Sprinkles. So on to the next one. Done with Pigment Sprinkles. Let me clean up a little bit and get stuff off my desk real quick. Oh, we didn't put any bling on. How dare I not put bling on? I'm getting bad about that tonight. Yeah, we're supposed to get rain too, Tammy, for like 3 days. Yes, that's true, Clay. Getting older is better than the alternative. Well, you might live past 100. My mom is 91. So far, so good. July 2018 for card making, really. January 2017. So yeah, 3 years roughly. Yeah. Thanks, Philomena. Thank you, Marla. The background on the thank you card. Okay, this is Gorgeous Grape cardstock. This is black foil sheets that Stampin' Up! Currently sells. They're being retired. And I ran them through the brick and mortar embossing folder, which is carrying over. And then this is the die I used. It's from the A Big Thank You. I think it was a bundle at one point. I don't know if it is now, but it's retiring, both the stamp set and the Big Thank You. And I cut that out in the black foil sheets. This is watercolor paper that Stampin' Up! Does sell, and it's the other half of what's under this lattice. If you can see, that went with that, the purple part. And I used Pigment Sprinkles, sprinkled them on and sprayed them with water, and this is the result of that. And then I heat dried it with the, I don't have the Stampin' Up! Heat gun, I have a Wagner. And someday I'll get theirs, but it's not top priority. Anyway, let me get some bling on here. Hope that helped. I think this time, should I use Pretty Peacock or purple? Since I have purple in the stamping, I think I'll use Pretty Peacock for the gems. I'll put one there. And one here. they're all going to go on the label this time. And I'll just put one maybe here. There we go. Just have to bling it out. Odd numbers. I always do odd numbers. Okay, let me get the reversible ribbon. This is the reversible Old Olive and Pretty Peacock ribbon. And okay, now on to the next one. The next one is actually a little different. It's note cards. And what I did is I pulled out the Scalloped, let me get the right name. The Scalloped note cards and envelopes that have balmy blue, old olive, terracotta tile, and light pink. And they look like this. So we're going to use, I used terracotta first. And we're going to finish that one. And then we're going to make one in old olive as well. Okay. And this is the envelope, has a scalloped edge on it too that coordinates with that. This is paper from the Botanical prints in the terracotta tile color. It has the little flowers in. And I stamped the flower with the basic gray again, only this time I colored it in light and dark Calypso Coral because there is no terracotta tile Stampin' Blend. Dark Mango Melody in the middle, and then same light, I think I just used light Old Olive on here. And then these, I didn't have any scraps of Old Olive, so these are actually cut out of Pear Pizzazz, but they are in the die set. They're in the die set that goes with the Botanical Prints product medley. Oops, not thank you. I got too many things sitting here. Here we go. So let me just show you real quick. They are here. These little guys here, there's two of them. And this doesn't have enough sticky left on it. But I'm not going to put it on a magnet sheet because it's retiring soon. So I'll probably at some point end up selling used product. But not right away. I still have a month. Speaking of which, for the month of May, I'm going to be using until I start getting in some of my pre-order, which I can't pre-order till May 5th. I'm going to be using things that are going to be retiring, like papers, stamp sets, and stuff like that. So if you have any requests for things that are on the last chance list, let me know, please. All right, I'm going to leave the stamp set out. I'll put these other things down on the floor to get them out of my way. This too. And these two. Okay. All right, so this is the ribbon that comes in the kit also. It's an Old Olive color. So what I want to do on the inside, I just pulled out another strip of the paper and we're just going to glue that down. No, wait, I wrote this all down too to give you measurements. This piece here is 2.5 inches wide by 5 inches long. And I just put it over to the left edge and glued it down. And then this label comes in the kit. The ribbon comes in the kit. Obviously, the dies come in the kit. The Thank You Kindly is the stamp from Botanical Prints, which I stamped in terracotta tile this time. And then this is stamped and dyed. It's this one right here. Stamped and die cut. So let me glue that down, and then we're going to do the green one together. Just because I felt like it. Now, this is the back of that paper. So pretty cool. Thank you, Philomena. I like what I do. Keeps me busy. Sometimes I think, you know, I'm in my 60s. Why am I still doing this stuff like this? But it's, you know, what else am I going to do? I can't go anywhere, especially now, right? I might as well have fun making some cards. Now if I can just get over my fear of going to the post office, but I can't yet. People are still really sick in this area, and I'm afraid. Even the postal worker that delivers my mail wears gloves and a mask in their van, so you know. Anyway, okay, so these are Old Olive from the same set. I'm going to use those, and I thought, you know, they put Old Olive ribbon in this kit, and at first when I saw that, I was like, why would they do that? The papers are pretty peacock, terracotta tile, and crushed curry. But it works, right? It works because you're coloring in leaves and stuff, and it works with it. So it actually gives it a pop of color. So I cut into that one piece of paper. It's a 6x6 piece of paper. And I thought, well, I'll just put it on the green. Well, I don't like that. So I thought, what if I just flip it over? And that's what we're going to do. We're going to flip it over and use the black on this one. So I am going to go ahead and glue that down. Aww. Oh, well. Young at heart, though, right, Philomena? We're young at heart. One of my best local friends, sort of local, she's like 40 minutes away. She's she's either 70 or 71 now. I can't remember. Hi, Gigi. You know, when I first got it, I was like, I don't know. But did you see the earlier cards I showed from a week or so ago? Ooh, sorry. That thing is bouncing around. Let me show you the other ones from, well, we just finished this. That's the only thing out of that kit is the dies, the words, and the lattice work on that one. But we made these last week or the week before, I forget. That one, this one, which still I think is my favorite. I don't know why my thing is bouncing. I guess I have too much stuff here. This one. Now I did bring in on this one, I brought in the layered leaves embossing folder just on the white, and that embossing folder is retiring. And this one, which these are all stamped and colored and then put on dimensionals on a die cut circle from the layering circles, and then cut off around the edge so they sort of look like they're floating. And this is the new Ornate Garden embossing folder, which I love. So yeah, we made all those too, and now tonight we're making a couple other ones. The one with the lattice, these little note cards. All right, now I have a decision to make. You see, these little copper bees come with this too. So I thought I have this copper trim, and I don't know whether I want to use the green. I think I'm going to end up using the green still. So you guys can help me decide. The green ribbon or the copper trim. The copper trim's too thin. I think if I would use that, I'd have to just use it as a bow somewhere. All right, so the next thing is we have to stamp, and then I already colored this because you don't want to sit here and watch me color all night, I don't think. And I also already die cut 2 more little leaves out of Pear Pizzazz because that's all I had a scrap of. And the bees are here. The bees are here. I'm going to use glue dots for this instead of, what do you call it? Instead of snail. Love the glue dots. And I had to figure out, let's see, we wanted the edge about there. Ooh, this has lines on. I can even line it up. That's good for me. Let's see, we want it sticking out a little bit. So up there. Okay. I have embossing for, oh, the scissors with the different designs on them. I have those too. Compliments of, I believe it was Live to Learn Dana a while back when I first started on YouTube. Got that a little uneven. I'm going to pull, no, yeah, pull it up. There we go. Okay, now we need glue dots on here. And we'll do this one first. So I want this so that that goes over the edge a little bit. I did this one a little lighter than this. This one I used light and dark Calypso Coral, and I think on this one I just used light. And I actually think I like it with the dark a little better, but that's okay. It's all good. It's creative, right? We're creating. Okay, I put 2 on there. Oh, I have to stamp first. Ay, Deb. Okay, so thank you kindly. You want to do thank you kindly or I'm always here for you? You pick. Yeah, I bet, Marla. Fussy cutting. Oof, yeah. I do not like fussy cutting either. Yeah. I don't do enough of it to get to the point where I call it that, but I would if I did too much of it. I do love my big kick die cutting machine too, although I think it's starting to wear out. Yeah, Jen likes the green. Thank you kindly. Okay. First person that answers gets it, and we're going to stamp in Old Olive, actually. And the reason I'm using Old Olive is because this already has basic gray sort of around the edge. I believe that's what that color is. So I feel like that's enough. And we'll just use thank you kindly. And I'm going to put that right in the middle and stand up. Hope I get this straight. Yay! Woohoo! 2 for 2 tonight. Woohoo! Moving up in the world. I'm just cleaning my stamp off to the right on the Stampin' Chamois, which is carrying over. Yay. What timer? Oh gosh, it's after 8 already. I better hustle. Well, we might not get to all the cards. We'll try. Anyway. All right, let me put this away. We'll try. I don't want to, if I go over 2 hours, I might have to stop and I already put glue dots on that and do a different live another time or do a video for the rest because it takes so long to upload anymore. It's ridiculous, and the lives are taking like 10 hours or 12 hours to process before they show up on my channel, which is driving me insane. All right, these I'm just putting over here at this corner because I have a little more room over there. Oops, like that. And they just really need 1 glue dot very carefully. You have to hold them carefully, otherwise they'll tear the little stemmy thing off. I have to tear that off too. And probably put it on the wrong side of the thing. All right, and now we need dimensionals. Gotta have dimensionals. They have mini, they have black, which comes with mini and regular. They have these regular ones, which is the one I use the most, but you occasionally need a mini. I don't want that to go up in the top part. To get up in skinny areas, which we might have to do later on. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Okay. And then we just see there's a line here. I can actually put that little arrow at the line and get it kind of straight, although I didn't on this side. My glue dot's sticking out there. Okay, now we need our bee. And the thought I had with the bee was it would be flying up there towards that flower. And I'm going to use blue dots on that too. I'm going to put one right on its biggest part of its body. And oops, maybe. There we go. I might put one more on because it's a little bit of a heavier piece, right? Right where its wings are there, sort of, kind of. There we go. And just pop that down there. And then, let's see. Do I have another piece of paper? I don't think I do. So we might not do anything on the inside of that one. But what do I do with those rhinestones? These rhinestones we had out from Noble Peacock have Old Olive in them, so we'll put a couple rhinestones on this one. We used the little ones. I'm so sad that they're retiring. Truly sad. Oops. This is the Take Your Pick tool. I think I'll put one up in this center of this thing up here. And let's see. Maybe over here. Just sort of right down from each other, but oh well. All right. So the bees came in the kit as well, the little copper bees. And I really thought I had another piece of paper, but I guess I didn't. Oh, and this is the ribbon that came in the kit. It's called Twill Ribbon. It's part of the Botanical Prints kit. And the bees. Not the note cards, but definitely the paper. And that is the same piece of paper, just flipped on each side. So really cute, right? And they're on these, which are these cards, which are retiring, called Scalloped Note Cards and Envelopes. We only use 2 out of the 4 colors. This is terracotta tile. This is Old Olive. It comes in this balmy blue, pretty color. Cat fur not included, and light pink, which I think it's like the old retired powder pink. It's not really petal pink. It's a real pale pink. Anyway. Okay. Let me put them away and move them out of the way. We have one more card with Botanical Prints, which is going to be nothing botanical about it. And then we'll move on to the next set of things I want to do. So we're doing Botanical Prints again. I had to bring in gold glitter paper because all of their glitter paper is retiring. Ugh. Yeah, I like that one too. Cat fur is extra, right? What did Tina say? Butterflies. I love butterflies. Horses are okay. I rode on one once out in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Love swans, but I don't like swans with the crowns on their head. Whatever that thing is, I don't know. Yellow roses. Are you in, you're not in Texas, are you? Well, that's because, Tina, the kit is on sale from $70 down to $42 right now. So if you want it, it's in the last chance. Go get it. But this is the last one we're going to do out of these. I did use this. No, I did not. I used the paper only out of Botanical Prints. And it's this black and white. And let me find out which one that is on the other side, because I forget. Okay, here it is. Oh, well, it's right here. It's the lemon one. It has like lemons or pomegranates or something on it. I guess lemon because it's in yellow. Yeah, they had the little pointy ends on the lemons. But I didn't want to use lemons. I wanted to use black and white stripe, which is not a big thing with me. I'm not a big stripe person. But I wanted it to look sort of, what do you call that? Glitzy. I wanted glitz. So they have gold glimmer paper. They call it gold glimmer paper. It's item 146958. It is retiring. They also have silver, rose, and I think they call the other one Sparkle, which is my absolute favorite. It's like a white, almost iridescent. I used it with a unicorn stamp. We're going to use it again sometime, but not this week. Okay, so this is thick Whisper White cardstock. Standard. Every card I made tonight, except those note cards, is standard A2 size. So 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And all I did was put a piece of Glimmer paper down at 5 1/4 by 4. And then this piece is 2 inches. I think that's right. 1 second. I think it's 2. Yes, 2 inches by 5 1/4. So I got 3 strips out of the one 6 by 6. And then these are from the Layering Circle dies. And I used the 2 biggest ones in this section here without any scallop, but there are scallops in them. Now these, I think they're changing the number up for the new catalog, or they may have already. In fact, they will be number 151770. They might even be right now. I'm not sure. But that's what I used to get the circles. And then this is gold Glimmer shimmer ribbon, 1/4 inch, and it is retiring. This was in the Christmas time is here suite. It's retiring, but the gold glitter enamel dots that I used are not retiring. They're carrying over. They're number 152155. The ribbon is 152156. What did I make? The Glimmer paper is 146958. And Botanical prints, that Medley is 151301. And okay, so let's make this card. And inside I just used 1/2 inch of gold Glimmer paper and 1/4 inch. So I have a little white stripe and a little bit of black on the paper piece there. And that's all I did on the inside. Now, I didn't like any of these sentiments for this card. They're a little bit too small. So I went through my stamps to find one I thought would work. And I thought this Thanks Ever So Much from the Pocket Full of Happiness, sorry for the glare, works. And I just stamped it in Memento Tuxedo Black, which apparently needs to be re-inked. And I think I have that out already. Do I? I don't know. Let me see. No, I don't. So let's pull that back out. So that's what we're going to use. This is retiring. There is a die that goes with it that cuts out a pocket and it leaves little edges. We're going to use that in a future video too, because that's another. I'm not going to ever get rid of that die because I love the pocket die, and this is really pretty with it as well. And these fonts are nice. I like these bigger fonts for some reason. I like scripty ones too, and these are sort of like a cross between both. Anyway, I digress. So let's get this thing going here. I've already pre-cut everything. We just have to glue and stamp. So let's glue. Let me check chat real quick. Oh, wow. The geese are bad up here sometimes. Yes, Art Deco. I was thinking of New Year's Eve when I made this at first, but, and it probably could be. It would also be nice for like a congratulations, maybe even a retirement, you know, congratulations on your retirement or something. I think it would be cool. Really, anybody that likes Art Deco. You're right, Art Deco. I always forget that name when I do stuff like this. And you know what I thought too? This would be pretty with the silver Glimmer paper also. Just switch out the gold for the silver and put some silver pearls here instead. And I think you could make a set of gold and silver and have both. And I think it would be really pretty too. I just didn't have time to do that. So this again is 2 inches wide. Same piece of paper with the lemons on the back. And we're going to glue the lemon side down. I haven't used the lemons yet. I've used the what do you call it? The Pretty Peacock, and I've used the terracotta tile, but I haven't used the crushed curry lemons. I think it's crushed curry. So maybe there will be yet another card made in the month to come. All right, let's do our stamping. Let me get my Memento Tuxedo Black out. I have a new one, and I keep refusing to use my new. I really need to, because do you see how that's all frayed on the edges? Can you see that? Not really. Anyway, there a little bit. You can see it's fraying on the edges. So I don't really want to re-ink it. I probably just want to get rid of it. And I have a new one, but I just keep trying to get the last little bits out of it. So I'm pushing kind of hard to make sure I get ink. Okay. And with circles, it doesn't matter as much if you get it crooked. I got a little line on it, though. I don't like. I'll just have to put a bling there. That's from the stamp. And I should have tried it first. Because circles you can turn this way, but it does sort of matter whether you want it up higher or down lower. You know what I mean? I have to clean my stamp. Put it away so I remember which stamps that I got it out of. Okay. And this one is number 149513 if you're interested. And it is, like I said, it is retiring. All right. And let's just go ahead. Now here, I actually think I had done a boo-boo. I intended to put this ribbon all the way across, but then I didn't. And I actually think I was going to put it under both circles, but I actually kind of think I like the way that looks. This sort of reminds me, oh, what was it? Was it the old jukeboxes or something? Anyway, no, the old radios. I don't know. They had a big thing on the front. Silver for 25th. Yeah, that's a good idea. Cranky. Oh, wow. Turkeys. Yeah, they could be kind of scary. Wow. I was in West Virginia once. It was years ago as a side little thing. I used to sell Princess House. Anybody remember Princess House? It's like crystal. I'm actually going to glue this. I could use glue dots, but I'm going to just put it a few dots across. This is the art glitter glue because it'll hold the ribbon. The Tombow probably would too, but it comes out bigger. Anyway, I got to go to the Wheeling, West Virginia plant where they actually did the hand-blown crystal, and I got to try it. It was kind of fun. Sorry, I'm just trying to read and catch up. After this card, I need to take a sip of water. Okay. Now, I did not bump this up on dimensionals. We're just going to glue it. I do suggest when you're putting stuff down on glitter paper that you use wet glue, and because snail will not hold. And then also don't rub, but just press, because if you rub, the glue might slide on the glitter paper. Just a little tip there. And I sort of want this down towards the middle, just trying to make sure I get it sort of straight. I think that's pretty straight. I don't obviously like that because I got lines from my stamps, which you can fix by trimming your stamp, but I didn't. So I'm going to put a big gem right there, or a medium one maybe. Hopefully it'll cover that up. And I might put a teeny little one where the other one is. Right there. Looks too close together, and then I'll stick one down here, a big one. I don't know. I might take that little one off and move it and just try and erase that one little line. I'll put this one I'm thinking over here. It's not too bad, but I don't like this one here. I'm going to put it down over here. Draw attention away from the little black mark. Oops. It was fun. I didn't do a very good job. That's actually, I give those people a lot of credit. That's a lot of hard work. Okay. Then the last thing we're going to do, I left this blank since it's a thank you card just to be able to write, but just put the little glitz in. So again, this is 1/2 inch by 5 1/2. No, 5 1/4. And this is 1/4 inch by, and I originally cut this in 1/2 inch, but it had the whole black stripe there, and I ended up, it was too much inside the card, so I cut it down in half. And yeah, so let's just glue them down, and then we're done that card. We have 3 more cards to do tonight. I don't know if we're going to make it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll show you all 3, and I'll let you pick which one we'll do. And then the other 2, when I get my blog updated ever, these will be on it. It will not be before the week. I'm still haven't gotten the other ones up from last week or the week before, so I don't know. I want to get them out there. I actually have the measurements all written down and everything for these, but the pictures are the problem. Getting me to take pictures with this camera that takes crap pictures, this webcam. Because if I take them on my phone, which takes better pictures, I can't get them off my phone without going to the cloud, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, I used to. I got rid of a lot at a yard sale. I still have a few pieces, my favorite pieces. And I have some lead crystal, different animals they had. I have those. Okay, so that's that card now. So that finishes off what we were going to do with Botanical prints tonight. Let me just clear some stuff away again. And move that. And move this. Okay, so the next sets, we're going to be using the next 3 cards, if we get to them all. Use this Daisy Delight stamp set. I don't think we're going to make it. So let me show you. They're all a little different. And you tell me which one you want to start with in case we don't get to the other 2. This is the first one. This is the second one. And this is the third one. Which one would you like me to make? One, 2, or 3? While you're thinking about it, I'll take a sip of water. Two, 1, 1. Brandy, you're voting twice. 3, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, Tina votes twice also. Okay, Marla's the tiebreaker. Card number 1. All right. And Gigi says card number 1. Okay. I'll briefly tell you about these 2, and then we'll go to this one. This uses Mosaic Mood paper and crushed curd paper and thick very vanilla. And we actually stamp on the design paper to get the flowers. This uses pressed petals. I don't know why that piece is in there. And the retiring eyelet lace embossing folder, or I just embossed on white, Whisper White. But this, and this are all from the pressed petals, which is one of my absolute favorite papers, which is going away. And this is sort of in the style of the sheet load of cards for April. except that I didn't put any cardstock behind these two pieces. These are 3" by 4" pieces. So, and anyway, I digress. That's how I did that one. And then this one, I took this little stamp here and this little thing here. I used Daffodil Delight, and I stamped all over a piece of, let me think, 5.5, 5.25, 5" by 3 3/4 white, Whisper White cardstock. I stamped all over, going, oh, you have to have it, I'll scrap it underneath, off the page. And I did not use this to fill in any of them. I just didn't want to do that on this card. I wanted it light and airy. And then it needed something else, so I brought in Granny Apple Green ink, and I used this little thing here. And sometimes I only inked those 2 little pieces, and sometimes I inked those 3. This stamp set is retiring. The Daisy Lane stamp set is not, so I didn't really use that tonight except for one sentiment in one of the cards, in this final card here. But this one is going away, unfortunately. And so is the Eyelet Lace embossing folder I used on the second card. The punches are both staying. Both Daisy punches are staying. So that's good news. This is the Pretty Label punch, which is retiring. And this is on Thick Whisper White, Granny Apple Green, Whisper White. And then this is another piece, the same paper here, out of the Pressed Petals paper. And I wrapped the Granny Apple Green around everything down through the green card base. And then inside, I stamped It's Your Time to Shine. That's out of the Daisy Lane, actually, also, the one that's staying. And I just put in the corner one little flower and some of the green. So that's, in a nutshell, how you do those. But we're going to make this one because it's requested. All right, so thick, very vanilla cardstock, A2 size, just like we said on the other ones. Okay. Then we have a piece of Mosaic Mood. This is what the back looks like. It was a Specialty Designer Series paper, which is retiring. But it has this beautiful little flowers on. Why does that look blurry? Anyway, does that look blurry to you? Have I been blurry all night? Nick says 111. You want to see the second one, that one? Yeah, maybe I'll do them in a separate video, 2 and 3. But probably not tomorrow. Thank you, Tammy. No, you have not. I have not what? I don't know. I lost something. Anyway, I'm going to just glue this down to the front of the card. And so it is the standard mat of 5 1/4 by 4. Not putting cardstock underneath it because the Thick Whisper White is enough. Now, I actually got this idea out of the catalog. It's not the same card, but they had a daisy card with torn paper, and I am not good about doing that, but every time I see a card with it done, I love it. So we're going to tear paper. This is actually too long, so I'm actually going to tear it down quite a bit from top to bottom here. Okay, so if you tear it this way, you get that edgy thing, and if you tear it backwards to the back, you don't get that. And you want it to be kind of rough. Oops, the other way, backwards. I don't really want that much of that edgy stuff anyway. And down here, let's see how much more do we need off. We need about 1/4 inch off, roughly. Doesn't have to be exact. And I'm not good at making this look, you know, super pretty or anything. It's just, I don't think it's supposed to be, but it's natural. It's vintagey looking, only not not vintage. Sort of a clean version. I'm going to put that up there. So that is what that'll look like. But before we put that down, we have to stamp on it. And before we do that, we have to stamp on scrap paper. So, scrap of this. So let me get the daisy out. I think, yeah, it's still in there. Okay, now here's the difference between this set and the other set, just so you know. This set, the flowers look more like sort of thin stripe petals, and the center has the little dots on it when you stamp it. I don't know if you can see that, like there. Where this one, it sort of has like a worn looking thing, and the center is blank. There's nothing in there, but it comes with a solid and then a center piece. I didn't use that tonight, but you could. All right, so I was getting the stamp out. Let's get the stamp out. And this one's photopolymer, the one that's retiring, and the newer one is not. It's the cling red rubber. So just so you know that too, it might make a difference to you. It makes a difference to some. I'm using my D block. Okay. And we're also going to need this stemmy thing and this grassy stuff, which I have to put on different blocks. Like how I call those names. All right, let me see. I need my bigger blocks freed up. This is what I do. I get stamps all over the place, and then I don't have enough free blocks. All right, I need a big block here. Oh, no, I can leave that there. All right, I think this will fit across here. Yep. I'm going to put it down and then go like that. Okay, that will need a minute. All right, so we're going to use crushed curry ink because this is crushed curry, and I don't know, the background might be so saffron or something. I don't know, but we're going to use crushed curry. And what we're going to try and do, and ink it up good. We're going to try and get it, well, we have to get it so it stays on the paper. We're going to try and get the center over one of those little flowers. And I don't really care about the rest. And we're going to do 2 of them. Not bad. We're actually going to cover up the centers anyway, but I just like doing it. I don't know. It's a thing. And we'll do this one down here. Now these are photopolymer. I have a big pad of grid paper, but you should have something when you're using photopolymer, like a mouse pad or the Stampin' Pierce mat, which is retiring. I'm still going to use mine. It's item number 126199. I use it all the time, if for nothing else than to stick my pins in that I take out of my glue bottles. All right, what am I missing here? Old-fashioned cooking. Yeah, that's how I cook. Oh, cool, clay. I have most of them. I don't have Dyna Roar, and there's one other one I don't think I have. Press Petal is my absolute from this year. Well, it's a toss-up between Press Petal in the annual catalog, Press Petals, and what's that other one? Essence, something Essence. Floral Essence? I forget. It's like the watercolor flower one. Of course, I like flowers, right? All right, so we're bringing out the regular daisy punch, the big one, number 143713. Yes, I have to clean my stamp still. Now, I am going to cut this strip down here because Otherwise, I won't be able to get that into the punch. So I'm bringing out the paper trimmer. And I don't want to obviously cut too close to the petal because it'll cut it off. But I'm trying to get it so that little row of flowers is on there in case I want to use that for something else. Okay. Now, here we go. And this, you just have to line the petals up pretty much, if I can do it. There we go. We're getting it. We're getting it. We're almost there. Almost. I have a little edge on this paper here. I'm actually going to cut this away because it was making me have to go, like I couldn't get the petals lined up right. So if you had scrap paper, you know, it's fine. Oops. And hold it steady. I just thought that gave the flower more like a texture look to it. We're going to do the other one too at the same time. I'm going to throw that out. It's a shame because this has like a glossy finish on it. It's really pretty. Well, Clay, I will warn you, there are, well, you can buy whatever you want, but there are some really pretty papers also coming up in the new catalog. And I also love the lily pad from Celebration. I just got a piece of paper stuck in there. There we go. That was my fault because I had that itty bitty little piece of paper in there. Okay. Anyway, I also like the Lasting Lily pad, but you can't get that because that was Celebration only. And the Honeybee black and white stuff. And the Flowering Foils, which was promotional only, which you can't get either. So I think I'm going to have to do the same thing on this. Cut this little edge off here, right here. And that will allow me to move it a little better. Not too hard to punch. Yeah, it's getting stuck in there because it's a small piece of paper. I will clean that out later. Okay, so we have our flowers. Now we have to stamp our stem and our grass. Here's our stem coming down, and the grass just hides here. I'm going to bring in a scrap again because I'm going to stamp off the paper. And we're going to use, what did I use? I think I used Old Olive, actually. You could use Garden Green. Yeah, I used Old Olive. You could use Garden Green. Whatever you want. Garden Green would be nice too, since it's springtime. Actually, let me do my stem first. And the thing you want to do is not hide your flowers. Figure out what your top and your bottom is. I think I said I wanted it to go this way. Kind of figure out your flower placement before you start stamping. So that'll be about right. And then this will go something like this. So the stem's going to come here. And then make sure your leaves are going in the right directions. So we're going to have that be right about there. So let me get just a visual. All right, right about there. Oh, yeah, there you go. Well, I'm glad of that, Clay. You can get whatever you want, you know. Who am I to judge? I buy as much as I can, too. I'm going to use a baby wipe just to get the edge of that off, or I'll have it all over me and everything else. And because my chamois is currently covered in other stamps. So, yeah. Okay, now let's do the grass. And I'm going to move this and Now I just go different directions, stamp off a little bit, go up a little bit, stamp off maybe a little bit, and come over and do it on the edge, and then we'll do the other side. And just don't have to be fancy about it because part of it's going to get buried anyway. I'm going to leave the old olive actually out. And I need to find a scrap of Very Vanilla, which I'm not prepared to do. Anyway, these are my scraps of Very Vanilla, and this looks about the right size. Yep. So that, we got lucky. We got lucky. All right. Before we stamp that, we'll move that out of the way, that out of the way. We're going to stamp thank you on the straighter side over here. And that, I'm going to miss that because I really like the font of that thank you in this Daisy Delight set. I do have it out. Where did I put it? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I lost my thank you. Hang on, guys. Uh-oh. I truly did. Lost my thank you. That's really strange. Oh, I know what I did with it. I have it on the Stamparatus because in one of the other cards, I needed it to be lined up, but that's all right. We'll bring it back up. Oh my gosh. I must still be tired, right? Okay, there we go. Phew. I could have just left it in the Stamparatus, but it's faster this way. I'm going to stamp it on here because I have green. Oh, just love the way that stamps. Love it. All right, standing up again because I want to get this sort of straight, you know. Maybe sort of centered too, over a little bit. There we go. Did I get it? Yes. Woo! All right. Wipe that off too. Temporarily. And my daisy too. Okay. Close up our ink. Okay. Now we're ready to almost assemble. First thing we're going to do, we glued that down. We're going to glue this down. Now you could, for those of you who like to distress, you could distress this. I don't feel it needs it on this card. To me, just tearing it is distressing. Distressing it enough. Thank you, Tammy. You're probably already gone. Paper, cardstock, and ribbon. And ink. I know. I am really starting to be out of room, so I need to figure out what I'm going to do. Okay. For this, I just took my thumbnail. You could use a pencil or a, what do you call those things? I can never remember the name of them. One of these things. But these, I think, are a little thick. But you could do that too. You don't need to do the... In fact, I like the center to stay flat because we're going to be gluing it down right there. Okay, so I don't like to do that to make them circular like you would if you're making a whole paper flower. And then we're just going to take the glue right in the middle and put it however you want it and glue it like that right at the top of the stem, and a little bit of glue. You have to be careful because it will slide if you get as much glue on as I did. And just dab it up. And then these are retiring also. This is the gold faceted gems, but they also come in clear. They'd be really cool on that gold card too, right? That we just made a minute ago. they're retiring. And these large ones make really nice flower centers when you get them on straight. Now, if I'm not going to do it right now, but you might want to put, I don't know, I've never had these come off, but you might want to put a little dab of glue under there too. We'll put the other ones on later. Let me get this out of the way and this out of the way. Now we're going to bring out the triple banner punch. Oops. And probably this is crooked first of all. I'm going to cut a little bit off. And we're going to, I'm going to actually just take it all the way down. Try and make sure it's centered. And I always do this with my words facing up. That way, if I start to see the words come out, I know not to go all the way to the edge. And this does up to 2 inches wide. So 1 inch, 1.5 inch, and 2 inch. And I think that's a little too long, so I'm going to do it again, actually. I don't want it quite that long. Hopefully I got it straight enough. Yep. That's the triple banner punch. That one's carrying over. Okay, so now we're going to put this flower sort of over here sticking out. So sort of like a field of daisies. And so we'll glue that down right about there. I'm actually going to use my fine tip glue just because I'm going to lift it up and just put a dab under there. And I'm not really, you could glue a little bit of the petals down too, but I'm not going to glue much of them down because I want them to curl up a little bit too. And then this is going to go on dimensionals, and it's going to go right across like that. So let me get my dimensionals. I'm out of room too, and at my age I definitely have a lifetime supply, but you know, as a demonstrator I have to get new pretty things, but I'm really going to try and just get a few well, within reason things from the new catalog, because I think I told you last week they're also changing the date of the holiday catalog. So it used to be effective, I think, in September. This year it's going to be effective in August, and starting next year it will be effective July. Excuse me, July through December. So we're always going to have a mini. So we'll have the January to June mini, and we'll have the starting in 2021 we'll have the July through December mini. And then the annual next year is going to take effect in May and go May to April. But this year it's June to April. So it's only an 11-month catalog this year because they're changing it over to the new schedule. All right, so we want to put that sort of there, across there. And I don't know how I got green there, probably from my fingers. And then we just need a couple more jemmies. I use my pointy thing again. So I think I use like a medium one, which is this one. Well, I have it up a little higher on this one than I did the other one, which is fine. And we use a little one. Maybe we'll put it there. We'll put it in over one of those flowers this time. Oops. There. I like that. Okay. That's the outside. And then on the inside, I think I just, yeah, I did stamp the daisy. I stamped it off and then stamped it on. And then I just put a strip of paper in. And let me see. I had one pre-cut, so I think it was not that one. Or are they both crooked? No, it was this one. So we'll glue that down first, and then we'll stamp our daisy. And then that'll be it. Pretty easy, right? Just takes a little more time, but it's fun. And I will do a video of the other two and maybe add another one to it if I get another one made. Probably, let's see, when is the 1st? The 1st is Friday. Saturday, probably Monday, actually. Sunday or Monday. Yes, those gems are perfect for flower centers. And they come in 2 colors, clear and gold faceted gems, and these are retiring. And their numbers 144141 and 144142 if you're interested in those in the last chance thing. And let me bring my scrap paper up here again because I am going to stamp off because crushed curry is pretty bright. And where you're going to be writing, you don't really want super bright. And that might be a little crooked, but yeah, perfect. One little blob there. Okay, here we go. We are done. And, sorry. So let me bring everything back in. Let me put my stamp over here out of the way. And this one has to be cleaned. And so that is Daisy card 1. I'll come back and do Daisy card 2 and 3 another time. And these were Botanical Prints card 2. Botanical Prints card 1. And I had another one, didn't I? I don't know, did I? Thought I had another one. I'm losing. Oh, yeah, the gold one. Botanical Prints card 3. And our thank you card using Pigment Sprinkles. Both of these papers in the background were Pigment Sprinkles. And maybe when I do the Daisy card, I'll just do those other 2 and I'll make something with this that I showed in the very beginning. Thank you, Nix. Thank you, everybody. Clay and Philomena. Up by the flower, then the bee, the center of the flower, and the sentiment makes like a triangle. Oh, like up here somewhere. Yeah, I kind of thought it made the triangle on both. Anyway, I hope it did. So that is it for tonight. So don't forget to go check out the Last Chance products. Order on Grace's Party, XU6SBQWF. It's effective till May 20th. She's doing well, but with all these great products going away, we don't want to miss it. And again, the paper pumpkin kit for May is sold out. First time I have ever seen that happen before. I think another time it was close. It was the one special one with Shelly, but it ended up being okay. But this one is definitely sold out. It's just been really popular, and people wanted to know the new in colors. 4 of which are Bumblebee, Just Jade, Magenta Madness, and Misty Moonlight. And then the kit will not have the 5th color, but it will have Pumpkin Pie and Purple Posy in it. So, and this kind of gives a glimpse of some of it too. This is the cover of the new annual. That's all I can show you. Okay. Tease, tease, tease. Thank you so much for joining me. Thanks, Brandy. Sorry for the sound. Yeah, stay safe, everybody. Have a good night. Have a great rest of your week. Tomorrow we have Great American Stash Bash, which should go up for me by noon, I hope, if YouTube works right. And then I also usually have the end of month new project, same paper, 12 by 12 collab with Paige, but I'm not going to have mine up till late afternoon or early evening tomorrow. So Paige might have hers up early in the morning, although I tried to send her an email and we're missing her tonight. And thank you everybody for the thumbs ups. If you didn't do that, please give me one on the way out. If you liked any of the cards tonight, I appreciate it. It helps me with YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to take over Avi Kaplan's line from Pentatonics. He always used to say that. Don't forget to subscribe. So don't forget, only like half my people that watch are subscribed. All right, guys. Thank you. Stay safe. Love you all. Bye. I'll put my little thing in. Except my keyboard is not working right. Thanks for joining me. Fingers don't want to type apparently either. There we go. Now bye. You like and want the yellow one? That one? Okay. Alrighty. See you next time or soon.